Okay guys, we're going to go over a few things for the pre-lab, for the lab we're doing tomorrow. First thing we need to know, and you can just write this down on a separate piece of paper. You don't have to print off the lab. If you want to print off the lab, go ahead and do it, and you can just write this down on the lab. If not, put it on a separate piece of paper and it will be fine. Now, what we're doing tomorrow is we are combining 4 cations and 4 anions. We're making ionic compounds, and what I want you to write down for your pre-lab, so exactly what I want for your pre-lab, is I want you to write down the 4 cations and 4 anions that we're going to be using tomorrow. Okay, the first cation we're going to be using is silver, and the second one we're going to be using is cobalt-2. The third one we're going to be using is copper-2. And then the fourth one we're going to be using is iron-3. Okay, so make sure you got those down. Silver, cobalt-2, copper-2, and iron-3. And then the 4 anions that we're going to be using are chlorine, sulfur, carbonate, and hydroxide. Okay, so the 4 anions: chlorine, sulfur, carbonate, and hydroxide. Now, what we're basically doing is we're setting up, we're going to use a mini well plate like we've done before, and set it up, and we're going to put just a couple drops, or actually specifically 1 drop, of each solution into the mini well plates, and we're going to see what happens and just write down our observations. Now, this is the data table that you're going to be using tomorrow, and it's set up so that you can see what we're adding to what. So basically in our mini well plate, we're going to be putting our silver and chlorine together in well 1, and then silver and sulfur in well 2, silver and carbonate in 3, and silver and hydroxide in 4. Now you're going to set it up, and what you're going to do is after you put in both the cation and the anion, you're just going to write down your observations of what you see. It's a very straightforward lab, pretty simple, but hopefully we can learn a lot from it. Okay, so for your pre-lab, make sure that you wrote down the 4 cations and 4 anions that we're going to be using tomorrow.